Okay, this is going to be interesting. It's still building down here, as you can see. So it's already putting up all the different tables. There's a lot of information here. And it was paused because it became almost too long. So let's just copy this, create a new app, and try to paste it that one. Paste in that one. Okay. And here it goes on and goes on and goes on. Let's see how long time it takes for this to actually do its thing. I'm not even sure that, most of this is actually already building it. So just firing this in like in a terminal or on a VM to a certain extent, that would actually do most of the work. It's pretty darn cool. It's being really specific here. That I was not expecting this. Wow. This is more like building the entire SaaS platform. I think it want to guide it all the way down to the last part of it. Wow. Okay. Let me just do something real quick. Let me see. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, let's go and build our Replit. Let's go all the way down here and see if I can actually do. Let's see if we can get it in. We couldn't. So, okay. Well, all right. Let's just copy this as well. Paste it in here. And see if we can let's just hit it. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, this is the typical Replit way of doing it. So first we go plan, and then we build. This is pretty darn awesome. Let's see where we go. I don't think that. Normally Replit would come back and say, I have these questions for clarification. Can you help me out? Whatever. It just seems like all the information was actually in this first setup script. And that, I think, is so darn cool. But I'm not sure if I'm doing a lot of overlapping here. So let's see where this is really going. Because I could actually just say, okay, fine, let's do that. Down here it says, I've created a feature list on your request. If it looks good, we can start creating. Not yet. I can't see anything. So maybe it's not done. Let me just wait a little bit longer and see if it's still doing something. It's been 2 minutes. Let me just wait a little bit longer here. Coffee, out of coffee. Still. Okay. Wonder what it's doing. It says that it will take 20 plus minutes to build the entire app. I mean, if it doesn't give me like a plan, it should do that. Things like overwhelmed. Okay, I didn't expect this. Okay, we have two approaches here. We can go ahead and say start building. That could actually be a way of doing this, which is perfectly fine. So I'm going to do that. And the other option, the other way, or the second option that I'm going to explore as well, is actually having Claude Code doing this as well. So I'm going to ask Claude at the same time if it can actually build everything using Claude Code while I do a simultaneously or parallel version here. Okay, so let's just start building here and see what it does. It's pretty darn big, so it will probably take a little while here. So start building. It's working. Let's just leave it there for a moment while I jump to Claude Code to Claude and ask Claude if it can actually build the entire thing for me as well. So Claude, while we are waiting for Replit, can you then build this thing for me? And entire thing. That way we can actually compare them. That's going to be cool. Let's see. I just hit enter. Absolutely. I'll build the entire SaaS boilerplate. And Club OS system for you. Let me start by creating all the files systematically. I'll use the file system tools to create the complete project structure. This will take multiple steps, so let me begin. Okay, here it is actually going into my file structure. I've given it access through the MCP, the Model Context Protocol. So it can actually store files in a specific directory that I've given it access to. That's pretty cool. Let's move it to the side here so that we can see both. So now let me create the root configuration files. And if we for example, look here, it says type text error parent directory doesn't exist. And this is, as you can see, Scott Peterson, library, mobile, documents, com, Apple Cloud, blah, blah, blah. So something is actually not working there. We have to take a look at that at a later point. But this all these has been created. So we just need to be able to go back and look at that at a later point. Meanwhile, we are looking at this one building over here. This has been like a few minutes now. It took 6 minutes ago. So that's when we first pasted in. Sorry about that. Pasted in the initial instruction from Claude. And see here, there was an error as well. Okay, so it parent directory didn't exist. Okay. Let's see if we can actually finish this, because if it makes errors in the... yeah, I was actually thinking about that. That was actually a good idea. I was so much thinking about that it would be easier if it could actually just write me a script that does everything. So I'm going to look forward to doing that. Yeah, I agree. That's a good idea. This is good. Let me take a different and more practical approach. Let me instead create a comprehensive project generator that you can download and run. Complete project structured document, generate a script that you can run locally. So it's actually creating these files now. This is cool. I'm looking forward to doing this both ways. And one is running over there, and the other one is running over here. Okay. Instead, let me. I'm doing that as well, but let's just doing this. Sure. Go ahead. And I know, I mean, we are building an entire SaaS solution here. So, but let's just hit it and see if it can actually do this without hitting like the token limit. And let me see how it goes over here with see here it's actually creating or generating all the files. So I didn't expect that Claude would kind of stop here. Maybe I should actually ask Claude Code if it doesn't actually already do that. But we can do that afterwards and see what comes out of that. And then meanwhile, we can just take a look at what's going on here. So it has created like 27 files already plus. So all the configuration files, the JSON files, the JavaScript files with the Tailwind configuration, client migrations, the tokens, middleware security isolation for the tenancy. It has done quite a lot already here, honestly. Let me just jump back in here and see what it's actually doing. So it's actually writing this this comprehensive file. So it's creating multiple files because it's so big. So it's writing the files in my file system. Okay. Okay. So continue. It's just continuing from there, and it will probably break the files. No, it will not. Okay, it just continues with the file. That's actually pretty cool. Well, let's see where we're going with this. I honestly have no idea, but just to get back at where we're going with this, we are building an entire SaaS platform and building the Club OS on top of that. And we are building not only, say, the backend, we're also building a front end. We're building, hopefully, a beautiful graphics user interface. We are integrating Grafana with Prometheus. We're doing monitoring. We are implementing several different metrics. We are implementing payment processor. We are implementing, a lot of stuff here. So there are really a lot going on, which is pretty cool. And I have asked it to build something that would potentially take months to actually build, even years. So I don't know. I hope that we're not pushing everything into one session here. To be honest, that was not my intention, at least. But let's just I'll let it keep building and let it just wait and see. Again, too long. And I will guess that I have a feeling here. I have a feeling that pretty soon Claude will come back and say, you need to start a new prompt because this is getting too long. And that will ruin everything there. I'm not going to be happy about that, but let's have a look at that. Maybe we can create a new prompt in Claude and ask it to look in the SaaS platform for club management and have that in mind so that it pulls all the information, and then have Claude Code look at it. But let's just wait and see how this goes. Also, because writing these files is something that it does locally. It doesn't really kind of write everything into like the memory of Claude here. And let's see how long time this has been going on. 13 minutes. From I started building 9 minutes. It's set plus 20 or 20 plus. I'm not sure that it's going to take 20 plus minutes, but it is doing a lot of different stuff over here, like doing the application API and wow. Docker configs and installation scripts. Again, so this is like the third time. Off. So yeah, third time. Third time's a charm. Isn't that how you say it? Oh, and the README file here. I think that Replit is actually already on its way to finish this. How many files has it created yet? Let me show this. 44, 45. Okay, the database. So now it's creating a database as well. Okay. This is getting really, really interesting. I actually thought that that Claude would have finished by now. But I'm also like kind of doubting that it is using its full potential in Claude, because normally Claude is using different, like say, agents as well, like a little bit like Replit is doing right now. Right now, it's just creating, and it is using the core agent. It has an architect as well that it can use for architectural things. So normally it spits out information to the architect, and that architect will then kind of say verify the changes and everything. Now see, this has begun installing the Next and React DOM and TypeScript, etc. All those kinds of things right now. It did create the Postgres SQL database. That is actually really interesting. But the architect here, okay, let's just continue. That was fourth time. The architect here is kind of verifying that all the information that you get from, well, all the agent or the information that the agent core actually submits to the architect is being kind of verified. And then if it catches an error or something like that, it will, well, we're actually seeing some of it right now. If it catches an error, then it will come back and then it will try to fix that error. For example, right now you can see here it said that the package.json file doesn't have the setup.db script defined. Let me check the package.json and add the necessary scripts. So it is actually adding that right now, and then it installed all the dependencies, and it's running it in its own kind of environment, as you can see here, and running the npm. So now it's running the database setup, compiling the TypeScript files. So it's just running through all the different things. I thought it was actually about being done over here, but that's 13 minutes, 14 minutes ago now. And this one is just generating and generating. When this is done, I will stop this session for today, because this is like beyond. And then I will create a new video. I will not edit anything of it. I will just go straight and find out where the files are and run them and see what's going on. Because this is just too interesting. This is going to be your cliffhanger. That's for sure. Both of them are just building insanely. So this one has taken, 14 minutes. And now it's actually running the dev environment in the background and has it built the database. Let's just have a look at that.